So let's talk about the first REIT I've chosen, Fraser, Logistic, and Commercial Trusts. Okay, so basically they are industrial REITs. They are in, as you can see here, most of the properties, they are logistic and industrial. Okay. They have suburban office and business parks, 31%, CBD commercial, which is very small, 8%. Okay, they have properties in these 5 countries. So Singapore, UK, Germany, Netherlands, and Australia. And they are predominantly in Australia. So the Australia is has the highest percentage of the properties. Okay, so this one meet my criteria, non-US. Okay, non-US. So this is good, huh? They have some figures here. The most important figure that I look at is the portfolio occupancy. Okay, someone remember what is my criteria for occupancy rate? Anyone can help me here? Anybody can remember what is my criteria for occupancy rate? Must be more than, thank you so much, more than 90%. So this one will pass. I look at portfolio. So even like, let's say, for example, commercial, you can see that, wow, it's only 85. But I look at it from a portfolio perspective. Okay. So this is just to give you an overview of the property. Please, if you look at the REITs, at least look at the photo of the properties. Okay, don't just buy, don't even know how they look like. Like in this case, I will also very focus on the property type and the geographic breakdown. Okay. For industrial REITs, I actually like properties that are not in Singapore. Okay. Anybody want to make a guess why? The answer is on the slide. See, y'all can get the answer. So for industrial properties, I actually prefer, thank you so much. The good thing about industrial properties, or in fact, the bad thing about industrial property in Singapore is that the tenure is actually very short. Later again, I'll show you the other one that you see how short it is. Basically, the property can be like 20 years, 30 years. Okay, maximum, I think it's only up to 60 years if it's industrial property in Singapore. But if you are talking about industrial properties overseas, you can see here, Australia, you can see 95.5% of them, they are either freehold or long-term leasehold properties. Okay, so same Germany, Netherlands, UK. So they are freehold. So in fact, for industrial property, that's why this REIT caught my attention. Industrial property, and most of the properties are actually overseas. Okay. So this is the distribution history. You can see that in fact, after COVID, it has been sliding down for the past 3 years. 7.68, 7.627. So as you can see, the reason they actually gave is actually because there is an increase in tax. There's an increase in number of units, as in the number of REITs units. So like, for example, sometimes now, if you receive the dividend statement, right? So they ask you, instead of the actual cash, do you actually want to take in terms of units? So that's why for REITs, even though they don't do like rights issue exercise, so I think now they do it less often already. But the number of units keep increasing because of, I can't remember the term, DRP or something like that. So instead of, a lot of people now, instead of getting the money, they actually get in terms of units. Okay, so that's why the units keep increasing. Forex also play an important factor here. Sing dollar has been strengthening. I'm quite sure you all know, all very happy. Now, holiday, all very shook. Someone was telling me Tokyo is the new Bangkok. I'm sure it was serious or not. Yeah, it's not yet, right? Someone was very happy saying that, wow, now Japanese yen is actually very cheap. So anyway, Forex definitely has also played a role in terms of the drop in DPU and of course the interest cost. Okay, If you ask me, this is not ideal, but as mentioned, I cannot find anything better. And I want to diversify. I think diversification is important. Okay, once again, if you ask me, should I only just focus on REITs that has increase in DPU versus diversification? To me, diversification is more important. Okay. So, yep, this is it is what it is. It's not ideal, but I think it's something that I can live with. Okay, Chan, I hope you are in. Oh no, I don't know whether Chan is still around. So anyway, just now he asked a question, how is DPU being calculated? Basically this table can help. You take revenue minus the cost of rental, you get the net property income. So you can see actually went up. Then of course, minus away finance costs. You actually predominantly finance costs. You actually have the distribution income. Okay, you have the distribution income. Then of course, after that, you divide by the total number of what you call that? Divide by the total number of units. Then you get DPU. Okay, so how is DPU calculated? You basically take revenue minus cost of rental. Okay, then after that minus all the peripheral costs like finance costs and so forth. Okay, I think later the next example they have a further breakdown they can see. Then after that you divide by number of units. That's how DPU is actually being calculated. Okay, so like I said, the DPU, the drop is about 1.1%. So it's something that I can still accept. It's not like super drastic drop. Okay, in terms of finances, actually this week the financials is actually quite good. Capital management. Number one, okay, you can see it's well spread out. Okay, none of them is actually more than 35%, well spread out. So this is good. Gearing is 32.7%. This is actually quite low. Okay, my criteria is less than 40%. 32.7%, this is actually quite good. I think it's quite good. Interest cover 5.9 times is actually very high. Okay, it's actually very high. That means their borrowing is not much. And their cost of borrowing is actually quite low, as you can see here. 2 point something percent is actually quite low. Okay, so I thought this company, the capital management is actually not so bad. So basically, I like everything about this REIT except the DPU lah. The DPU came off lah. So if not, every other thing, the property I'm okay. Okay, freehold properties I quite like. Occupancy okay. Their capital management okay. So all quite good. Okay. But now the pricing is very enticing. So hopefully you all can remember this exercise. What I did is this. I go and find the average price of every single year. I just go and download from Finance Yahoo. Average price. Then after that, I just copy the dividend. So this is the dividend here. I just copy the dividend over. Then I'll just calculate the dividend yield per year. So you can see that historically speaking, over the past 5 years, people only expect about 5.7%, okay, on average. 5.7%. So people, when they invest in this REIT, they just ask for 5.7% yield. And today is actually giving 7% yield. So it's quite a good deal. If you buy today, it's quite a good deal. Of course, some people will say that, but then later I buy, the price drop. Yeah lah, no choice. I don't know why the REITs so sway this period. But if you look at things from a long-term perspective, especially if you are talking about doing dollar cost averaging, I am quite confident that in the long term okay, can be next 3 to 5 years to actually eventually sell away at this price. I I don't think it's an issue lah. Okay, unless really, was super black swan event. But I'm quite sure this price is quite low. Okay, it's actually quite low already. Is it lowest? I cannot say, but I'm quite sure if you take from a long-term perspective, 3 to 5 years, uh, eventually you sell off at this price. I really don't see it as a problem.